Good morning, everybody, and welcome to cryptosrlife. This is Adrian, and I want to thank everybody. I'm running a relatively new channel here. Only had it for about a week or so, and already starting to get a real positive response. Getting a lot of likes, getting a lot of views, and adding subscribers in the process. And I enjoy it, and I thank you guys. And I'd love to continue bringing new videos with new content, talking about the latest cryptocurrency news, as well as hot projects that I believe could show some gains. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor and I'm not giving financial advice. It's just my opinion, and if it can help you along the way in your journey of trading cryptos, then all the better. Hopefully we can all make some bucks and the world keeps spinning. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about some of the top altcoins currently under a quarter that I believe have some legs and can show some significant gains in the upcoming weeks and overall over the year. I believe they're not only at good price that could have some good price action, but they're solid projects as well that I think could really turn some profits. They all are traded on Binance, one of my favorite exchanges. And let's dive into it. Overall market cap today is 509 billion, almost touching 510. We are seeing a little steady growth in the market. Some of the alts are down, especially overnight. Some of my favorite coins took some dips, but that's just all the better to add to your position if they are solid projects that you believe in. One of the things I wanted to touch on was when you do buy the dips, if you're in a project that you believe in, make sure not to use all your cash reserves. You want to be able to keep cash on hand that you need for day-to-day expenses, rent, food, gas, all that good stuff, because you don't want to put all your cash in an alt if you're buying the dip or just in adding to your positions and put yourself in a position where you may need the cash so should something come up and you have to pull from your alts or from your crypto portfolios out of a need of necessity for the cash and cut yourself short on possibly having to sell at a loss or not at its full potential profit gain that you could have gotten by letting it sit. So keep that in mind when you do buy the dips or when you are buying new positions. Leave yourself cash on hand to cover your expenses so you can leave your crypto portfolio alone to do what it does and not have to really stress over it too hard. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. We are going to be talking about coins that are under 25 cents that I believe are not only solid projects but have some potential to show some real nice gains. And again, they all are on Binance. If you don't have a Binance account yet, please see the link at the bottom there and get registered. And we each get a little bit Bitcoin for the referral link that you use off me. If you already have Binance, then you're all set and ready to rock and roll. Maybe know some of these coins. Maybe I'll give you some insight on them or second opinion. The first coin that I wanted to be talking about here is POE. It's POE. So let's go ahead and pull up that bad boy. And as you can see here, it's trading right around 7.5 cents currently, down 5% on the day. And let's take a look at some price action on it. Well, market cap here, 164 billion. Trading volume about 5.5 million. So it does have a relatively small market cap with some decent trading volume. So it got some liquidity on it. It's got a pretty decent circulating supply. And it's currently ranked 113th on CoinMarketCap. So let's take a look and let's dive in here. So it is trading at around 7.5 cents. Over the last few days, we've seen it go as low as, let's take a look here, about 6 cents. So it has found a decent support line, I'd say in the 6 to 7 cent range after this run up that we saw here earlier in the year. It's had an all-time high of here about 25 cents. So I mean, it's just to hit its all-time high. We've got a 3 to 4x potential, and this happened right here, right when everything was on a bull run, and as soon as the overall market started correcting, then that's when we did see it start coming down quite a bit here. As we've seen some of the volume drop off here as well. So I believe as the market continues to improve and continues to run, a lot of these alts are going to be behind it, following suit. So I mean, just getting back to its all-time high, you do 3 or 4x on there, and that's still only going to bring us to still $500-600 million market cap. I believe these coins could hit $1 billion market cap relatively simple, especially as an overall market cap. continues to increase. I am a firm believer that the overall market cap by the end of the year will be $1.5 to $2 trillion, and that will reflect on all your smaller alts as well, giving them more room for larger market caps and more, just overall more cash in the market. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the more, let's go ahead and take a look at their site here, give you an idea for what it is they do. Okay, so here's Poet CEO. Media industry veteran Jared Dickert brings his experience from the Washington Post, Time Inc., and Huffington Post to the blockchain. So the guy knows what he's doing. He's dealt with the big timers in the media industry. Let's take a look at what he's got to say.
Hi, I'm Jared Dickert, and I'm the CEO of Poet. Hi, I'm Jared Dickert, and I'm the CEO of Poet. Poet is the first and most progressive blockchain technology in the publishing and media space. I come from the Washington Post, where I led innovation across the entire company, focusing on strategy and different ways to leverage products to help the industry forward. I've spent my entire career trying to figure out how to build a better marketplace for all creators, no matter where they're syndicating or publishing their content. That's a natural progression to what I'm looking to do here at Poet. Poet is the most evolved, open source, universal blockchain in the publishing industry today. We want to be able to enable creators to not just get paid for what they do, but get paid for who they are. To date, attribution is a major issue in this space. Content is created, and then it's lost in the ether. We don't know where it is, who it's being shared by, and where it's being syndicated. We really haven't had a marketplace where everyone who's contributing could really help figure out how to attribute content and make sure that it reaches its maximum potential in terms of publishing, licensing, and syndication. Where some see this as a challenge, we see it as an opportunity. We think that we're really going to be able to redefine what it means for IP and the future of IP and content distribution. Poet is an open source blockchain ledger that helps classify, identify, and monitor content throughout its entire life cycle. We want to be able to set a metadata timestamp and collect information that's never been done before in order to help educate and empower publishers to own that content and be knowledgeable of where it's going and how it's progressing throughout the media space. Poet will allow for creators to really understand what that content is worth and what consumers are willing to pay to engage and partake on the platform. The same works for brands. If brands can help tell their stories better and stronger, then this opens up an entirely new outlet to engage with the best talent and engage on the best platforms to reach their audiences.
So there's a pretty good gist of Poet. I always recommend doing your own research. I'm just giving you a quick overview here. But I mean, it sounds like a pretty solid project that could fill a pretty big need. Poet reclaims value for content creators, publishers, and consumers. It allows you to own your content with a timestamp on the blockchain, showing your date of creation, showing your ownership, and being able to manage your content properly. I believe it's a pretty solid project that does have a good utility, and I believe Poet can see some significant gains over the year. So always remember, do your own research. This is just something to give you an idea of some future projects to get in on. But I believe in Poet. I believe it is a good project, and I believe go ahead and if it sounds intriguing to you, dig a little deeper into it and find a little bit more about it and see if it works to fit into your portfolio and see some nice gains there. And again, at 7.5 cents, you can buy a significant amount of them and have a good value cost ratio for your portfolio there. Let's go ahead and take a look at my next project here, which would be TNT, which is Tierion. Let's take a look at TNT. Alright, you can see it's currently trading here at around 15.5 cents with an overall market cap of $66,181,931. It's got some small volume. The volume has dropped off a little bit, but it does the volume typically does pick up. It especially if you're buying smaller positions. $3 million is still not bad for liquidity. It is on Binance, so the volume does pick up, especially when it starts to see some movement. It's still pretty easy to get in and out of, even though the volume's a little smaller than I typically would like to see. It's got a relatively low circulating supply, about half of the overall total supply, and it's currently ranked 194 on CoinMarketCap. Let's take a look at some of the price action here. Okay, so we're seeing it around 15.5 cents. It seems to be establishing some support at that price there. We see it's gone all the way up to, let's see, we can get it right there, right about there, about 43 cents. It's been up to. So we're talking about 3x just to see its all-time highs. That's not bad. And I mean, at its all-time highs at a 3x on your initial investment here, you're looking at $180 million market cap, which again is still not bad at all. I mean, that's very, very doable. I can also see this coin having a $600-700 million market cap, no problem. Especially as you see that once we start digging into it and see what it's all about, I believe it's a very solid project with a good use case. So I believe that this project does have some legs. And I mean, we've seen the top here already. It did decline some. It did bounce back, try to get back there. And again, this is when the overall market was declining, so the alts really did take a hit. This might be a coin that might be at a very good price to get into as the market's increasing and improving, to see some significant gains here. Let's take a look at their website and see a little bit of what TNT is all about. A new standard for verifiable data. Tyrion is using blockchain to transform the world secures and shares data. How the world secures and shares data. So it is like a data storage, which is always huge. I mean, your big players right now in that are Dropbox, which I think sucks. Google Drive, I believe, is leading the cloud storage. So that's who they'd be going up against. They'd be on the blockchain though. But let's take a look a little further into what we've got going on here. We've got partnerships already with Philips and Microsoft. These are not new partnerships. They've been already known for a while. But the bottom line is the dudes are playing with some big boys. Tyrion is thrilled to be the first partner to join Philips Blockchain Lab. Together we're exploring how blockchain technology can be used in healthcare. That's pretty huge. Microsoft and Tyrion are building a service that links data to the blockchain to improve the data's integrity and existence. Read the announcements on Microsoft's website. So they're legit. They've got some solid partners that they're working with, and I believe cloud storage on the blockchain is going to definitely be the future, as I mean everything is going to be, I believe, on the internet. But these guys are ahead of the game. They're still, I believe, very undervalued for having partnerships with Microsoft and Philips and working with, I mean, it doesn't get no better than that. Just to have an overall market cap of 66 million, I believe, is incredibly undervalued. So again, dig deeper into TNT. Find out for yourself what it's all about. If it's something that would fit your criteria for your, I mean, they're already working in Zapier and everything. So, I mean, find out if that's something that fits your portfolio. And, I mean, this is a solid project. To dig into it, see if it works. Hopefully it does. I believe in TNT. My next one that I would like to take a look at would actually be Substratum. Let's take a look at Substratum. This is a really cool, interesting project that I believe is also very undervalued. I have a pretty good position in Substratum, and I'm expecting it to go some big places this year as well. So we are currently looking at about 70 cents per Substratum, with an overall market cap of $158 million, with a daily trade volume of about $4 million. It fluctuates, 4 to 5, 6 million bucks. Again, same thing as all the other altcoins. I believe it's down significantly still from the overall market correction, and has some serious legs to move up as the overall market uptrends, which we are consistently seeing now for about a week. And I believe that BTC value is going to hit that 15K mark within the next 2 weeks, and it seems that's a magic number. When that happens, the alts just go nuts, and that is what I'm looking for. And pretty much that's what I'm making this video for, to show you good projects that are still priced well enough to see some significant gains once the alts start getting some action. Now take a look at this chart here. This seems to be a pretty good, decent support level that we've seen around the 70 cent range. We've seen it as high as $2 and, well, $3.10 has been its all-time high here. So, I mean, we're still, again, looking at 4 or 5x just to get back to the all-time high, bringing the market cap here roughly around $1 billion, which is very doable, again, especially for Substratum. It's a solid project, and it's getting closer to the top 100 on CoinMarketCap. It's currently 115. So I believe once we get this to about a 300 about a $250 million market cap. You'll get a pretty good position on the top 100 within CoinMarketCap, and this will start to even get some more attention, which I think could make it run even better. But again, this is still a good price point to get into. Still see some 3 or 4x gains in the short and long term. Good profit potential here. Let's take a look at their website and show you a little bit of what Substrata. It's a different project, but it's definitely cool. It's worth looking into. Let's see if we can catch the little video on it here to give you an idea of what Substratum is and what they do.
Hello everyone, just wanted to make a short video with 3 things you need to know about Substratum, a project that is going to decentralize the very foundation of the web. Here's number 1. Places like China, Russia, and Iran, they impose heavy restrictions on what content citizens can interact with. This limits the free internet to VPN and Tor users, both of which require additional software just to use. Upcoming laws threaten to deepen the divide by banning VPNs in even more countries. Substratum requires no special software for the average viewer. All they have to do is open their browser and start surfing. It's the power of a decentralized web on any browser. That includes Safari, Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer, and even mobile devices. Number 2, everyone is a web host. Substratum Node lets everyone become a web host on the decentralized internet. Unlike technologies based on blockchain, Substratum Node focuses on an intuitive user experience. Anyone can earn Substrate, which we call Sub, by turning their computer into a host. All it takes is a web browser and a few clicks. Number 3, you can make money while you sleep. During peak hours, your node will run using minimal system resources. When you sign off for the day, Substratum Node goes into high gear. For each request your node serves, you're paid a microtransaction from the host in Substrate. It's an incredibly simple way to earn passive income and to make the world a better place through the decentralized web.
Make money while you sleep. Who's not going to be intrigued by that? And just an overall view of what Substratum is and what they're trying to accomplish. I believe they have should be releasing their beta pretty soon. But you can install their software on your computer, run a node, and essentially what you're doing is you're selling your unused bandwidth and your unused processing power on your machine that is transferred over the Substratum network to like third world countries or places that don't get good internet service or whatnot, and they're pretty much over their network reselling them your internet and your processing power to make like a cloud computing internet that would use or sell your unused processing power and your bandwidth. They've got a few videos like on their social pages and whatnot of their nodes in test mode and showing how they've already created connections and whatnot, and how it's already becoming a functional project. And I mean, this could be huge. It would eliminate the need for any VPNs. I mean, it's a decentralized internet that's sold from other users with processing power. I believe that is a big game changer. Should they be able to get this widespread, it would just be huge. So again, this is another solid project that this one's not quite under a quarter. I didn't, but I had to include it. It's still under $1, and it is a phenomenal project that could still see some significant returns on your investment. And I believe that, again, dig into Substratum, see if it works for you, and I believe this could turn into something major. And there's so many projects. Maybe in my next video I'll make some more, on some more that I'm excited about. But I gotta cap this one off with my favorite, and if you've seen my previous videos, you should know that I am talking about Tron TRX. And I mean, if you're, I don't want to dig too deep into Tron. I don't want to keep pushing it on each of my videos. But take a look at my other videos if you haven't seen Tron, or for that matter, just Google it anywhere. Tron's one of the most popular coins around. Has one of the biggest Twitter followers on Twitter, and one of the biggest support communities that I've really ever seen behind a project. It's already ranked 15th on CoinMarketCap. We have seen this coin, I believe, in position 5 for like 3 or 4 days when it did have a good little run up there. Its market cap is $3.307 billion. With look at the volume on this bad boy. It's always one of the highest traded coins on Binance. It's always got one of the highest volumes on Binance. It's a solid project that I'm a very firm believer in. and we're looking at about 5 cents coin right now. We've been seeing about 5.5 cents. It has taken a little dip over the last 24 hours. I think it's an excellent time to get into it if you aren't already. But I do believe by the end of 2018, I'm fully expecting to see near $1 Tron. I'm betting big on it, and I believe that we will see that come to fruition here. They are going to be launching their mainnet next month, March 31st. In the last live stream, Justin did say that could be moved up a bit, so it could be mid-March. And essentially what that is, they're going to be launching their own blockchain technology. Then they're going to be running on their own blockchain as opposed to the current Ethereum ERC20 token that they currently are. So we've already seen this bad boy run up to 31, 32 cents. And so, I mean, we're talking about 6x just on the returning to its all-time highs, giving it around an $18 billion market cap, which I believe would be justifiable after they have launched their blockchain and are running on their own network and continue to add partners as well as different tokens to their network. They've already got OCN, and they do have a few others in the works, I believe. This is going to be a huge project, solid team. They've already got over 100 people on staff. They're opening additional offices in San Francisco and 4 other cities across the world. So they do have their mind on becoming a world widely used coin. Also, Tron does catch a lot of heat for having such a large circulating supply. Overall 100 billion, 66 billion overall circulating supply. A lot of these are locked up for the Tron team until 2020, and then, I mean, that's how strongly they believe in the project. They've locked their coins for 2 years because they wanted to see the value before they were able to access theirs. But I believe the overall circulating supply is similar to Ripple's, because they knew from the beginning that this was going to be a widely used coin that would need a large circulating supply. They didn't create the large circulating supply, I believe, for today's use or for this year's use or for this year's price. They did it for the big picture. They know where this is going, where this is headed, and what would be necessary for it to properly operate and work the way they have it planned and intended to, which is, I believe, why there's such a large circulating supply, because they're looking at it for the long haul. As blockchain catches on, as cryptos catch on, the market's going to see new investors, the Tron token is going to see more use, and the circulating supply you would then see why they did that. I believe they have a lot of foresight, and they planned this out very well. The team, Justin Sun, they're very well versed in what they're doing, and they have a very good direction of what they're doing with the project. And I believe that's where this is going. I think this is a coin that's a little bit ahead of its time and is getting a lot of hate for that. But I do believe down the road, as everything that they've planned and everything that they've implemented starts coming to fruition, it's going to begin making a lot more sense. You're going to be seeing a lot more Tron being used as an actual currency on the blockchain, and I just believe this is a solid project, one that I plan to hold on for probably 2 or 3 years. So do your own research, but I had to cap it off with Tron. Any questions, please leave in the comment section. I'd be glad to answer them, or follow me on Twitter, cryptosrlife, and give me a like there, throw up a like smash there for me, and if you'd like to see continue to see more content, hit that subscription button, and I'll drop some more stuff on you in the next few days. Thanks, and have a good one.